What do you make of this? Starting with you, Zulfa, as you usually do. What do you make of this headline? State travel ban that never was.
I think it's unfortunate that our state officials, well, we are all hurting as a country.
Yeah.
They would spend public funds to globetrot and take unnecessary trips. I think we need to have more consequences. Feels like sometimes in the public service, the circulars are just to pacify the public. But what is really happening is the wastage never stops.
Yes. And you call yourself GK?
Yes.
Kimani, the amount doubled from 4.33 billion shillings to 7 billion shillings. That is almost 3 billion shillings.
Yes.
What do you make of this?
It's really sad when we look at it after the directive was given, is when it has almost tripled in 3 months. So we are looking at a government that is not even taking advice from the people who have been put there in office to advise them on how we should move forward. So it's a really sad state of affairs that this is how we are headed as a country. And it begs the question, if this is happening, what else in the future do we have in hold?
What else do you have in the future? Wafinya?
Thank you very much. As my two colleagues have mentioned, it is actually a very sad state of affair because these directions that have been given through the circular, they were given by the body that is constituted by the Constitution.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we are living in the days that the Constitution is just like a book that is not even obeyed by the current government. That's why we see when court orders being disobeyed. I wouldn't be surprised why they can't even obey a direction circular from SRC. So it's high time we put punitive measures that are going to ensure the persons responsible, the office responsible, will bear the consequences. Yes.
All right. Very good. So this almost end. What about the People Daily? Let me get that on the People Daily. How NHIF was looted. This is more of a normal story that we hear almost every day. NHIF, NSSF, and now we have it here. And you're still going to be deducted that money. But when you look at this, does this really worry you as a Kenyan? Zulfa, let me start with you again.
Oh, it worries me a lot as a Kenyan because I am frustrated by the healthcare system. I pay my NHIF deductions monthly, which is supposed to be the pooling of our health risks as a country. But then because NHIF is not working the way it's supposed to be, when friends and family, people are sick, we still have another place where we are having harambes every other day. So-and-so is in hospital, so-and-so is in hospital. And if NHIF works, we would not have to have the harambes that we have as Kenyans whenever someone is sick. And the reason it's not working is because of the looting. The hospitals colluding with officials at NHIF to simply loot public funds at the expense of Kenyans.
And again, sometimes in a few months' time, 300 shillings.
Yes.
And it's taken momentum. So you'd imagine, what would make me to pay while I have to see this kind of headline on a daily? GK?
You know, just thinking about it, this NHIF issue is not a new kid in the block. It has been there from time immemorial, like we've heard of the looting. But I have never seen something ever happening before. So it begs the question, even when the new prices are increased, what happens to it? So I think we need to put accountability measures. NHIF issues have been there from the beginning, and I think it's about time that EACC takes action on it and not just talking about it. Yes.
When you look at this, people are reading these newspapers, even across our borders. And when you step out of our country and you see this newspaper online, and you say, you're from Kenya, see this.
Yeah, it's high time we have enough talks and action being taken. Because Kenya is one of the most celebrated countries in East Africa and also in Africa. When we go out there lobbying for positions, Kenya will always come first. But when it comes to management accountability, it is zero.
It's wanting.
Yeah. It is not just only that they are looting. The other day they brought in new 3 acts that are going to divide the health system. How are we going to trust that the new provisions that have been brought on board, they're going to salvage us if the already provisions that are there, they're never helping the common mwananchi. To add salt to the injury, they're not just looting, but they're also diverting the funds from NHIF to other ministries. I mean, are we a joke?
Are we a joke? That's a big question. I'd like to have that. Have you a joke? On the Standard, this is what you have. It's more political. Raila faces tough queries from Azimio. They held a meeting yesterday, and word has it that Raila was hard-pressed to explain how he got into quote-unquote handshake with President William Ruto. He was on the spot. Azimio principals Carpet Odinga in a 10th summit meeting where the coalition leader was hard-pressed to explain why he snubbed the party bosses on his African AU Commission job bid, and now he's reached at sort of a handshake with President William Ruto to a point of earning government support. Of course, Raila had to get support from his motherland, of course. There's no way he was going to get to Addis Ababa, and yet he doesn't have that vote from Kenya. But hey, politics. Allow me to leave at that particular point. Again, reminder, you can head over to Google Play and download the KBC app. Take a look at whatever you want, real time. We have got business, radio services, etc., and you're going to be updated on what we have here on the show. You can also find us live on X, that is on KBC Channel 1. We have got the show. This is Rashid. Rashid, what are you doing here? Hey. Rashid and Dora Manya. Okay, there we have it.